Welcome to the 2024 THL Draft. I'm Nicholas Gentile.
I'm Brendan Philpott.
And me and him will be walking you through the entire draft pick by pick.
But before we start the show, let's send it down to Commissioner Nick Gentile.
I can't take another year with this clown. I want a new script.
Welcome to the 2024 THL Draft, where we'll be selecting 7 new prospects. So let's jump right into it with the first overall pick going to the Flaming Toilet Paper. Flaming Toilet Paper, you are on the clock. All right. So Brendan, you're here at the 2024 draft. 7 new prospects will enter. 11 new prospects are here. Brendan, run down the picks.
So there will be 7 picks. Number 1, coming from the Aliens, be the Polars, because the Polars got the top 3 automatic, one of the top 3 automatic picks, and that Pete Richmond trade, the Flaming Toilet Paper got the number 1 pick, and my Wildcats, number 2 from the Nuts. The Aliens got number 3 from the Reapers, and at number 4, the Pacific Polars, number 5, the Louisiana Reapers, and number 6, the Louisiana Reapers, and at number 7, the Polars, which was untradeable, automatic 7th pick.
Yep. So we have all teams will be selecting players. The rest of the players that do not get drafted will be free agents in the JHL, as we have obviously the new JHL rules, and also the players that did not play in the prospect tourney can still get drafted, so it's an open draft. We can get into now our predictions.
So, starting it off, number 1 from the Flaming Toilet Paper. Obviously, they're already on the clock. Who do you think they're going with?
Yeah, I mean, just the Flaming Toilet Paper getting getting a really, really good pick high up there when they just had a really good season. It's pretty special, and I think they have to have someone else to back up. We saw Nolan didn't make one playoff game, which is big, so we really need somebody to be open a lot, and I think those players are Charlie Forbes, we got Johnny Adams, and Miles Bell. I mean, those
obviously the big top 3.
Those are definitely the big top 3. Projected to go number 1 is Charlie Forbes, and that's who I have to go with. You know, the Flaming Toilet Paper, or Nolan and Charlie are very, very close, so I could really see them working out together and being a really dominant duo.
You know, at the number 4 spot, we put TJ Loftus in there, and they're also really close to Nolan. Obviously, losing a big part of the team in Pete Richmond. You know, they just want a guy that can fill in for him, but stay consistent. Pete went up and then went down and then went up, and then towards the playoffs, he went down, only winning 1 out of, 9 games? And, you know, Nolan, I think, because he is an extraordinary player. He is probably one of the best players in the league. He needs a really good sidekick, and I think that Charlie and TJ would fit him perfectly.
Yeah. We obviously, the Flaming Toilet Paper are not in the Snow Bowl this year, so they're not going to be playing in that, so you won't see TJ play until the regular season or preseason,
TJ or Charlie.
TJ or Charlie or, like anyone. Like, you were just talking about TJ so much, and I really see TJ go in there too, but I really, really do think they'll get a hold of Charlie.
I think Charlie would be the better pick, but, you know, if, like, me and Mikey, like, we went, like, really far because, you know, the chemistry and stuff. And, like, that's why, you know, like, everybody thinks David would be a good fit with us, because if I get David, Mikey will most likely come back, and we'd have that great chemistry because I've known Mikey and David for a while now. And, you know, but, you know, I just think that Charlie would be he'd be the better player, but TJ would be the better fit. So it's really based on how Nolan wants to go here.
Yep. And without further ado, the pick is in, so let's send it down to the stage. With the first pick in the 2024 THL Draft, the Flaming Toilet Paper selects TJ Loftus. That means the West Coast Wildcats are on the clock. All right, it is just me today, or this pick, because Brennan is trying to decide who he's going to pick at number 2. And I was surprised that the Flaming Toilet Paper picked up TJ. I really thought they could have a little bit more talent. Like, TJ is very, very good, but he's a little small, and he's not the greatest at goaltending, which is a big part of the Flaming Toilet Paper, because Nolan, unbelievable at goalie, and TJ, being an offensive player, I do think will fit in, but not as much as some of the other draft picks. And yeah, I mean, TJ is a good fit. I feel like the Flaming Toilet Paper could have gotten, like I said again, a little bit better draft. So that shocked me a little. But moving on to the West Coast Wildcats, they're at number 2. And, you know, I don't really know who they're going to draft. We have Johnny Adams, Harry Bartles still. Like, he's going to get pushed up there. We have David. We will probably see, actually, David come to the Wildcats. That's going to be my prediction because, obviously, his brother, Michael, and, you know, I think both of them can. If David comes, then I think Michael will come, and, you know, defending champions, getting number 2 pick, like, that is unbelievable and very, very good management. So I don't think they're going to screw up this draft picks, but the pick is in very early, so let's go down to the stage.
With the second overall pick, 2024 THL Draft, West Coast Wildcats are proud to select from Newton, Massachusetts, Johnny Adams. Atlantic Aliens, you are on the clock. Me going Johnny Adams there instead of David DeCipio. You know, obviously David would have been great for the team. Mikey really wanted me to draft him, and I knew that he was going to sign back if I did. But, you know, I said, if I wanted David, like he kept saying, you know, like David's way better than how he performed in the prospect tourney, all that. And I said the second pick, especially with 11 prospects, is just way too valuable to give up. And, you know, I think it was after the second prospect tourney came out, I said, Johnny fits your play style. Ever since I saw Johnny in the first prospect tourney, I immediately wanted him. And, you know, I said he exactly fits your play style. He was still pushing me to go David. But, you know, I just hope he'll re-sign. But besides, that's not the point, because the Atlantic Aliens are on the clock. Charlie Forbes has dropped down to 3. Personally, I think it's a no-brainer to go Charlie Forbes. But, you know, Nick has been really good friends with Miles Bell. And that could be a really good fit because Miles is still a pretty good player. I just don't know if, you know, a guy who went 4-0 in the prospect tourney will drop down all the way to pick 4. Because obviously TJ went 2-2 or 2-0 and then lost, first rounded in the playoffs. But, you know, Miles Bell, he's that guy. I think he'll be consistent all year. And Nick, again, is really good friends with him. But personally, I think that the no-brainer pick is Charlie Forbes. But it's completely up to Nick. And with that, the pick is in.
With the third pick in the 2024 THL Draft, the Atlantic Aliens selects Miles Bell. With that, the Pacific Polars are on the clock. All right, with that, myself picks Miles Bell. Were you expecting that?
I mean, you know, it was 50-50, honestly. You know, if I were you, I don't really know Miles Bell as much as you, obviously. I probably would have went Charlie Forbes, but you know, if you can get stuff going this season, I think that'd be a great pick because, yeah, I mean the chemistry will go pretty well, and you know, I think that was a good pick on your behalf.
Yeah, that's why I really picked him. You know, he goes to my school. We're really great friends, and he's been a big fan of the THL. He's obviously reffed the championship, which is insane. I mean, he loves this game. He's one of the creators. It's Johnny, me, and him, the creators of this game. So I was really excited that Miles was going to drop down to that third. But yeah, I thought really someone was going to pick up Charlie, and I was really just leaning to Miles because I'm like, Charlie's probably going to get picked, but he didn't. So I had to make a decision on the spot, but I decided to go Miles, and I think that was a good draft pick.
Yeah, I mean, like what I said, if you can get something going in the season, because you made it to the championship by yourself. Yeah. That was crazy. And, if you can get something rolling in the offseason, preseason, snowball, I think you guys could go far, and I think that was a great pick.
Yeah. Our team is playing in the snowball, so I actually might let Miles play. I think the championship's more important than the snowball. But on the clock now is the Polars. We haven't done any communication with Elliot.
Nope.
So we're going to be, I don't know who I'm going to draft. We knew probably we realized the Flaming Toilet Paper are going to go to TJ. We sort of knew that it wasn't official, but we knew he was leaning towards it. I knew Brendan was leaning towards Johnny. But, yeah, I don't know who Elliot's leaning towards. He's obviously scouted a lot, and I'm not going to be surprised if he picks Charlie, only because I feel like he will pick him. He already has Pete and himself, so and he has another draft pick at 7. So you got to be really specific of who you're going to draft and who you're going to send down to the JHL. So I have no idea. That's why this one's taking so long. His pick's not even in yet.
Honestly, what I would do if I was Elliot, right? I already said last year I hated what the Nuts were doing. 3-team roster. Now the Polars are going to come out with a 4-team roster. What I would do, because they already have Elliot and Pete. If Elliot can develop more,
which I think he can.
He could play more games. He played one series and got swept. It's his first time playing THL, right? Yeah. And if he can develop more, he can turn into, he could turn into a pretty solid player. What I would do, I'd trade away my 4th pick for, something.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. Just probably not for a draft pick, but probably not for a player either. So,
we're not going to see any draft picks. I meant trades. Sorry.
Yeah, we're probably not going to see any trades. But I just don't like how they got the Aliens pick. Now they're going to have a 4-team roster. I think a 3-team roster is hard enough to manage. Never mind a 4-team roster. So their first season could be a little shaky. So obviously, Elliot and his 2 draft picks, they're going to be they've barely even played the game. And they're going to struggle. Pete, however, is a veteran. He's been going downhill. If he can go back up, this team can have a pretty decent season and potentially make the playoffs. But, I'm not sure if I really trust it that much.
Yeah, I'm not even going to put in a prediction. With that being said, they have ran out of time. So we are going to go ahead and we'll see what he picks. With the 4th pick in the 2024 THL Draft, the Pacific Polars selects David DeCipio. With that, the Louisiana Reapers are on the clock. And with that, Charlie Forbes drops down to number 5.
Oh my God.
That was so shocking that he went for Dominic King.
David DeCipio.
Sorry, David DeCipio, not Dominic. But David DeCipio going to the Polars, that surprised me so much. And, the Reapers have been talking to Charlie. So
I think this was a no-brainer.
The Reapers just got probably the number 2 or number 3 pick because he was going to go Charlie even if he had 1. And now he's at number 5 and he's getting Charlie.
Oh my God.
He's got back-to-back picks.
I think that could be the best steal of all time. That could be better than Mikey going 4.
I mean, because even that, Mikey didn't play a game in the prospect tourney. We didn't know how he was, how
But now we know
was.
how
now
Charlie
we no. But we know how good Dominic is. David again. And I'm just so shocked.
And with that, the pick is already in. Yep. No hesitation. Leo's going all out. Let's send it down to announce the pick. With the 5th overall pick, the 2024 THL Draft, the Louisiana Reapers select Charlie Forbes. The Louisiana Reapers' 2nd pick is on the clock.
Hold up, I'm pausing this broadcast to talk about our sponsor, Yogurt Beach. Yogurt Beach is a very, very yummy place to have some frozen yogurt. You can pour it yourself, put as many toppings as you want, and weigh it at the end for the cost. Yogurt Beach is awesome. You can get so much ice cream and pay the same amount as just a normal large. So you can get so much more ice cream for less of the price. Unbelievable flavors. They have around 13 flavors, give or take, for some days. And so many toppings, over 20 toppings to select from. Like the classic Oreos, Twix, gummy bears, marshmallows, and lots more. You can come visit Yogurt Beach at 665 Watertown Street, Newton, Massachusetts. It is a great place to settle down and have a 10-minute vacation. Now let's get back to the draft. Here, and with that, no surprise at all.
No.
Yeah, no surprise that Charlie Forbes going to the Reapers. They've been talking a lot, and I think he's going to fit in really, really well. Leo's more big. Charlie is still big, but he plays more on the offensive side. Well, Leo sort of stays back, or not stays back, but plays more on the defensive side. And, it's going to be, they're going to match together, but they have another pick right now, and that's what we're going to talk about, because we already knew Charlie was going to probably go to the Reapers.
Yeah, but one more thing on Charlie. We were just talking about this when Leo gave us the pick. If Leo, I didn't want to say ruined the season for the Reapers. Reapers could have went far. They could have probably went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Leo missed. Leo made it to 2 series? That's gonna be rough. But I think that Charlie's the perfect addition. Now they have another pick to make a three-team roster, and if because Leo is probably gonna miss a lot again this year. I think that you can rely on Charlie, and whoever they pick next. It's up. Tyler Tracy's up there. Harry Bartle, Dom King,
Henry Clark.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
Yeah, for me, I would have to go probably Dominic King, because I think Leo talks to him
A bit
more than probably all the other prospects, and I think he would be a good addition. A guy that probably will play his season in the JHL, and I think it's just a really nice draft. Who do you think?
Tyler Tracy and Henry Clark are really toss-up. They were supposed to go to Group 3, obviously couldn't make it. But, I think that it wouldn't be a safe pick. It'd definitely be a risky pick. But I think that it'd be 60% reward, 40% risk. Because, Tyler's really athletic. And, once he, learns something, he, gets pretty good at it pretty fast. Not sure about Henry. But, yeah, I think that they're just 2 solid guys. And, if this could go anyway, I really don't have any solid prediction.
And Leo's pick is in, his last pick, and the second to last pick in the draft. With the second to last pick in the 2024 THL Draft, the Louisiana Reapers will select Harry Bartle. Congratulations, Harry. And now the Pacific Polars are on the clock for the last pick. With that last pick, you could say Mr. Irrelevant, even though he's not irrelevant. He will be a big part of this Polars team. But Reapers picking Harry, I honestly think it's a good pick. Harry's very decent.
Has a lot of potential.
He has a lot of potential, and I think he can win some games.
If Leo can, really motivate him, get him way better, I think that Reapers team would be solid for a couple of years. But you never know how much Leo's gonna be there. Charlie might have to take the hand a couple of games. I have no idea how that could go. I think you could trust Charlie, but this early I wouldn't buy it. But Polars, big mess up last pick.
Big mess up
on David DeCipio. I think David DeCipio is a good player, but when you still have Charlie Forbes on the board. It's a no-brainer, and they went David. But, like I said, Tyler Tracy's a great player. Henry Clark is a pretty good player. Dom King's still up there.
Mm-hmm. I won't be surprised if Dom King goes right now.
I think that Dom King should go right now.
I think Dom King is going to go. That's my prediction.
Same.
And the pick is in. So let's go see who the Polars have picked.
All right, let's send it down to the draft floor. With the 7th and final overall pick in the 2024 THL Draft, the Pacific Polars are proud to select Henry Clark.
All right. So we have Henry Clark, Dom King going undrafted.
Dom King.
He's going to be spending the 2024 season in the JHL. And oh my goodness, that was a shock.
I think that Dom King is a really good player. That's a huge shot in the dark. I'm not confident in this Polars team.
I'm not either.
At all, with a 4-man roster. Pete better step up his game. Elliott better step up his game. Everybody on that team better step up their game. And that's going to be tough, too, when you have not great draft picks. Well, I think they were pretty good draft picks.
I think Henry Clark
is
good.
But the positioning
Dom
is
Dom already has played in a video. Henry has played. We have seen him play. But Dom has more experience. Yes, Henry, I think, plays more than Dom because he plays in his backyard a ton. He loves it. But he's not growing that much. Dom has grown since each game in the prospect tourney.
Yeah, he's just gotten better and better. Definitely a very questionable pick. 2 very questionable picks. But Polars better have something up their sleeve or else they're not a playoff team at all.
Nope. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up.
Yep. I'm Brendan Philpott.
I'm Nicholas Gentile.
Send it down for a draft to the draft floor for a goodbye.
Perfect. They scored again, I think.
No.
Move. This draft was presented by Yogurt Beach. Unbelievable place for ice cream. And, thank you everyone for watching this. This was a very, very fun draft. Very exciting draft to see players going undrafted. We are growing every single year. If you want to sign up, we might open a sign-up page later in this season, 2024 season. Make sure you go subscribe to the JHL channel right there. QR code right in front of me. And with that being said, I'm Nicholas Gentile. And latest video here, subscribe there. And I'll see you next time on THL Handball. Peace!